Hi, in this video on shell scripting, we are going to cover two things: environmental variables and positional parameters.
Now, coming back to variables, there are three kinds of variables. One are local variables, the ones which I have just declared. So they are used within a block or within a function. Then there are environmental variables that affect the behavior of the shell and the user interface. So there are certain predefined variables whose value will change depending upon the environment or the user. We can make use of certain variables within our script. The third kind is positional parameters. So this I am going to focus on separately. Let us first discuss environmental variables. So normal variables, I have already shown you an example. If you use the command env and press enter, it will list all the environmental variables along with their values. So just focus on this pwd. So this is the environmental variable whose value is what? Home student shell script. If I change, now if you see here, if I write pwd command, so this is the exact value. If I change my current directory, so I have changed back to home student, and if I now list env, so you see here the value is automatically changed. Okay, so that's why I'm saying the value of the environmental variables depend upon the environment. Even if I shift from this user student to some other user, the value will again change. So let me shift back to my directory where I'm working. Similarly, there are other environmental variables. So again, you can focus here on home. So this is the home directory. Okay. Shell, the default shell that the user is using. So at times you might want to print certain information. The admin might be interested in fetching certain information related to the user. So there you can use certain variables. So let us create a script env.sh. So simply I'm going to make use of the variables here. Echo the student home directory, or not student, the user home directory is, so the variable is $home, dollar because I want to print the value of the variable. Similarly, user login name is, so if I correctly remember, it should be name. Save it. Let's change the permissions. U plus x env.sh /env dot. So that name, you can see here, there is no value because I have not used the correct environmental variable name. So let us just check what is that. If I want to print the name, so that is user. It's not name, it's a user. So just add it and write here user. So rerun it. So now you can see that it is giving the correct username. The advantage is, now who am I? So this user is student user. All right. So now let me go to another terminal and log in as a different user. So let's suppose I log in as root. Okay. That script I have created from the student user account. This time logged in as root user. Let me go to that directory. So if I correctly remember, this was the address of the directory. So you can see, yes, there is the files that we have created, env.sh. So if I run this env.sh, so you see here the output has changed. So this is the advantage. Otherwise you have to do this for root user differently, student user differently, for any other user differently. Now the last topic for today is positional parameters. This is one of the very important topics. Positional parameters will help you to provide certain parameters or arguments while you run this script. So here we make use of the numbers like $0, which will identify the name of the script. $1, which will be your first argument. So if you write dot slash, and let us suppose we wrote env.sh. Now if I want to pass parameters along with this, for example, when we use any command, for example ls, you write ls space, you write the file name or the directory name. So you can write one file name, two file names, three file names. So how those file names are interpreted? Those file names are actually command line arguments, which are also called as the positional parameters, either command line arguments or positional parameters. So same, if you also want that someone can pass parameters while running your script, then how to get those into the script, how to read them into the script, you need to make use of these variables 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on till n. So n will become the nth argument. $hash, so hash will store the total number of arguments that you have passed, 5, 10, 50, and star will save the value of each of those arguments. So this might not make much sense as of now, but let me show you with an example and then all this will be clear. So let us suppose you want to create your own program for creating files. You want to make use of the touch command, but you want to display certain extra information while creating the file. So if you remember, if I create here a file sample, so there's nothing displayed on the screen, so the user doesn't know whether the file is created or not. So you just want to modify it. So you want to create your own script, file, say creating files. So you want that the command, your own script, can take two parameters as input, maximum two parameters. And hence this means that the first parameter will be $1, if you remember. Second parameter will be $2, third will be $3 and so on. So what you want is you want to create touch $1. If the user has specified the first argument, file will be created. Okay, and then you will display a message. Okay, file with name. What is the name? That is automatically saved in $1 created. Then touch $2 echo file with name $2 created. What is happening here is we are using the touch command to create a file. How do I get a file? How do I get the file name? Whatever name you will pass as the first argument is automatically saved in $1. So I'm fetching that and taking that as an input to the touch command. So touch $1. Similarly, the second argument is saved in $2. So I'm using touch $2. Change the permission, creating files. Now the only thing you need to remember here is you need to pass the argument here itself. If you don't do it, nothing will happen. So the correct way to do it is, now you pass the file name. So let's suppose F1, F2. So you can see here file with name F1 created, file with name F2 created. If I don't pass anything, since you are not going to pass anything, nothing is going to happen. Okay, so it is giving you missing file operand. Why? Because within the script you are creating using touch and then $1, but you are not passing any value. So you have to pass the arguments while running the script. Okay, so even if it is giving file with name created, there is no name value because you have not passed anything. It will still run it, but will not happen, nothing will happen into the system. Now let us write another program here. Parameters. So this time what I want to do is I just want to show you the use of $hash and $star also. So remember, $hash contains the total number of arguments passed. So I'm simply going to print total arguments passed are dollar hash will give the total number of argument passed. The 0th argument is, or you can write here, the file name is specified by, now which is the argument, that is $0 echo. The first argument is, that is $1. Similarly, second argument is $2, and so on. You can keep on writing n number of arguments. Change the permission, run it. Now it doesn't matter how many arguments you are using within the script. You can even specify more. If you have not used them, there's going to be no effect. But if you specify less, then you will get a warning message. So now, let's suppose the first argument is 1, then second one is second, then it is 34, then it is 56. So how many total arguments are there? Total are 4, that is 1, second, 34 and 56. The 0th argument is the file names ca./parameters. First argument is 1, second argument is second. Although I have passed third and fourth argument, but since I am not using it within the script, so nothing adverse is going to happen. One last modification. If I simply want to print all the parameters passed are, now I want to print, since I don't know how much the user is going to enter, so I'll use $. $* will save the list of all the arguments. Run it. So I'm going to run the same. So you can see here at the end, all the parameters passed are 1, second, 34 and 56. So $* will contain the value of each of the arguments. $# will contain the count of the arguments passed.
So that was all about variables. In the next video, we are going to cover up the if-else conditional construct.